Welcome back for another fine and exciting night with Round 10 CCG. Again, I wanted to go ahead and break the ice, get some things going on, talk about the spoilers that have been going on, talk about Cosmic Conquest, which actually launches and goes live on Kickstarter next week on the 25th. I hope I did not get that wrong. And then towards the end of the night, around about 8:30, 8:45, we're going to go ahead and spoil some new things with the Clash kit. It is going to be an amazing night, and I'm glad everybody who shows up and watches this and supports the channel and supports the Road Contenders. We appreciate you so much. And again, let's go ahead and just kind of go over some things here while we're waiting. And I hope I got everything set up correctly. Why is my screen black? Why is my screen black? What did I do? All right, there we go. Technology is my favorite thing, but technology is not my favorite thing. All right, and then anybody who can see it, please let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see everything okay. There's a screen, dimensions, and all that other fun stuff good to go. I want to make sure that everything is very good to go before we go ahead and get into it. I'm going to try to pull up on my phone. All right, yeah, so it looks like everything on here looks pretty good. And you see here, we got a lot of stuff we're going to discuss. First thing we're starting off with is just some news with Alpha Clash. A lot of things going on. I want to say the last time we did this, probably about a month ago, a lot of new things have came out. A lot of new things have changed. A lot of things with organized play, advanced deck builders, and things of that nature. We're going to start with the best thing. We're going to go ahead and recap week 7 and 8 of the spoilers. Starting off to me, what I feel like is probably one of the best cards that is coming out in set 5, which is that amazing contender weapon for Aster, and that is Accelerator of Sorts. Now, Accelerator of Sorts is again, I don't know why it's so blown up this way, but we'll make it do, guys. Attack contender gets once per turn during your primary phase. You may engage this card if you put target Alpha or Harbinger Clash card you control into your resource zone. Engage. If you do, search your deck for a Alpha or Harbinger card without Unrivaled that had initial research costs less than or equal to the targeted Clash card. Put them in play and then shuffle your deck. It gets Observant until the end of the turn. This card is very, very powerful. I'm already thinking about, I'm just going to go ahead and loop Kagan. I'm just going to pop 2 of your cards. And yes, it cannot attack. But again, for me to filter out Kagan very easily is great. It being a blue, it is locked to Alpha Aster. So you can't really run it with Genesis. But you can run a lot of Genesis ramp cards. There's a lot more ramp cards you can play with this. And I do feel like Accelerator Source is going to be a busted card in set 5, and it being an epic. And it also being a 1 cost, so it's very easy to play. I do see this card hitting about the $30, $45 range. Because this is a card you definitely want to play 4 of in your deck. Since it does have no safeguard, no protection, you can easily pop it. So you want to make sure you can get this card out. Again, it costs 1 and only attached from 1. And the thing is, you have to get rid of things. So it's something you can play very, very early. So again, I do see this card 100% hitting about $30, $45 range. I can even see it going to $50 if I'm being completely honest. And then we have from beginning to end. This is from the beginning series. And this one is you may reduce the cost of this card by 1 blue for each color among Clash cards you control. I'm going to say this. A lot of people never listen to me. I'm not sure why. It's not like I don't have a top 8 finish in my very first tournament. I'm just saying. Only one person ever beat me, and that was Jacob. But, you know, people don't want to listen to me when I'm talking about deck building. But I tell everybody to get your bound cards, get your foil bound cards now, because you never know when those bound cards become very, very effective. And coming in set 5, bound cards are going to be very, very good to have. Where this one, so again, if you have 3 bound cards that have different colors, that's what procs off from getting to end. And as a counterplay, you send target card being played from what initial risk cost 3 or less to Oblivion, then banish this card. So again, if your opponent is trying to really go on so you can play this card as a counterplay, as a quick, so you can play it from hand, you go ahead and, you know, you can reduce it down to at least 1. Again, it reminds 1 blue pip for each one. It only has 3 on here. So you can play this card for 1 and then get rid of a card that has 3 or less resource, and then you banish this card. It's amazing. Moving on to inside Dr. Reynolds' office, it is a 3 cost. Trigger enter diminish 3 cards, so you diminish 3 cards. And torque cards get +1. And when this Clash ground sent to Oblivion, you may return a target Clash buff from Oblivion to your hand. basically you get rid of this card and you can put a Clash buff back into your hand. Why is no one talking about how powerful this card is as a common? They're just giving this away to you. This card is beautiful. So you can essentially play 8 Clash buffs in your deck while using Dr. Reynolds' office. I believe the only way to kind of get around it is when it's in the standby zone to make sure it doesn't actually interplay. But as soon as it interplay, you can basically recycle those Clash buffs. So this card is going to be insane. And then we have that IR version of Server of Sorts. Again, I see this card reaching at least $50-$75. It is a very strong card. And then we have Berating, which is a new Clash buff for red. You want to play this card, you're considered as red. To end the turn, target Clash card you control gets triggered defeat. Deal 3 damage to target attacking or defending Clash card. It is a 0 cost buff. I'm not a big fan of this card. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I think it could be better. Yes, it's nice, if it defeats a card, you deal 3 damage to something. But again, it's just, I feel like it's just not that good. I don't feel like this card in any shape or form is even worth putting in your deck. And then we have Commendation. Now this is a good Clash buff. You don't play this contender. You only play this card if your contender is an Alpha Hunter. So it can be black and or red. And a target contender Clash card gets +1/+1 in the turn. Into the end of this Clash, if the target is obstructed, it gets additional +1/+1 to draw 1 card and discard 1 card. So it allows you to filter, but essentially you can give a card +2/+2. This is right here. This is the Clash buff that I'm 100% for. And then we have Moxie Iron Valkyrie. It's a 2 cost. I love more red Moxie cards. Sue me. I'm a hypocrite. Yes, I like playing red Moxie. So what? I enjoy playing red Paw too. So what? I don't care if Jake Crane played it first. I don't care if other people play Black Moxie. I love the red Moxie packages. And Iron Valkyrie is one of those cards that makes me extremely excited and warm fuzzies in my tum-tums. So this is Trigger Enter. If you control an Edwards contender or Clash card, you may create one red badge weapon accessory token. Any more cards that give me more badge tokens is amazing. So again, if you just have Edwards contender or Clash card, you can do it. In the trigger attack, you control a Weber contender or Clash card, attach a badge to this card without paying its attach cost, thus making it a 2/2. So again, it's not going to get destroyed that easily. And if you're on, unfortunately, if you are playing Red Moxie, this goes, you create another token. There's ways to get Edwards out, and there's so many ways to get Webers out now. This card is great. And then you got Paul, the True Servant. Is a 2 cost trigger enter. For each permanent you control with a counter on it, put additional counter of that type on those permanents. Then put a copy of a token into play for each type of token target player controls. And then trigger defeat, you may send another Paul Clash card control to Oblivion. If you do, shove this card back into your deck. It's a 0/3. I see this card more being inside of your Haven backpack decks. Because again, for each permanent you control with a counter on it, put additional counter on it. So again, you play this for 2. You can go ahead and accelerate some more resources on that backpack. And I think this card is going to be amazing in any kind of deck. Then we have Incinerate Grenade. If you are a grenade fan, you're excited. If you're not, you just don't care. But this is a 1 cost 1. And then while this weapon is attached to a Clash card you don't control, this weapon gets whenever the attached Clash card would obstruct, deal 4 damage to the attached card, and then send this weapon to Oblivion. So basically, it just kind of nullifies obstructing, which I guess is good. But I still think the Weber grenade deck needs a little bit more work. It's just something missing from it. I don't know what it is yet. Then we have Mozzarella Sticks. It's a 2 cost. Attached for 1. This looks like it is a just a regular weapon. Attached Clash card gets trigger obstruct. Attached Clash cards get +2 defense until the end of this Clash. When this Clash attaches to a Clash card for the first time, you gain 1 health. I wish it gave 2 health. Give it another. Again, making more cards defensive. Again, it's fine. I don't find this card very offensive. I find this card work better in a Black Moxie deck because you're able to really get that defense, and that's what Alpha Hunters struggle with. And then we got that IR for Paul doing his best. You got the Super Simp of Alpha Clash. With, that's when he got stabbed by the wood guy. So basically, this man almost died to a nameless alpha, by the way. He's such a simp. I don't like him. I do not like Weber. Trigger enter. Target player draws a card. Another player draws a card. I do like this card. I feel like this card could have some very, how do I say, lasting effects. So this is a card I definitely say pick up. This is a card I do definitely see getting more popular in future sets and or going up in price in future sets. And then that was the end of week 7 and 8 with our spoilers. Another thing else, Rising Empires 2 are partners with legendary comic writer. So they did go ahead and bring in a new comic writer. I believe he is working with AJ, and they're basically he has worked on different comic books throughout the ages. He's done things with Marvel and DC, and that was a great thing to bring up Mark Waid into the Alpha Clash family. I'll be first to say welcome to the community. Can't wait to see what you write. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next. And then I think we already did week 5 and 6. Let's see what we have here. No, we did not. So week 5 and 6 we had Jade Necklace, which is an amazing card. No, we did do this. Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about Shield already. We talked about Pacify, which is, I mean, it's an okay card. Target non-Earth class cards can attack or obstruct to the start of the next turn. So this is really good. You got to do a lot more focusing on your deck building with your types, because you can, there's a lot more cards that kind of deal with where they're from, and I do believe that's going to be a lot going into the Cosmic block. And so that card, again, I'm kind of still kind of iffy on. I feel like it is very, very strong. But you have to make sure you're building your deck around not having any Earth cards, or you could really hurt yourself. And then let's go ahead and quickly pivot over to Cosmic Conquest, and let's talk about it. If you have not signed up for Cosmic Conquest, it does go live next week. And if you have not already went ahead and did your $1 pre-order, and that is for you to get exclusive offer and free bonus item, all you have to do in here is go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and put your email in, and then you can go ahead and claim that bonus miniature now. And then you go ahead and put in your information, payment information. Of course, I'm not going to show this on the stream, but you can go ahead and reserve it for $1. I've done this 4 times because I definitely want those Death Blades. I want 4 copies of it for my deck. But if you have not done it, you go ahead and type your email address, your name, phone number, and make sure you add your payment information and reserve. And if you do that, you can kind of break up what you do throughout it, and you'll still get that reservation price for it, which I think is very good. Again, you get the Death Blades, VIP, Cosmic Conquest promo, and you do also get that Clarity miniature as well. I do believe this is worth it for just go ahead and put your $1 down onto it, especially for a product that's going to be very amazing. Now, you may be asking, what is Cosmic Conquest? Cosmic Conquest is a new board game that's coming through Alpha Clash. Again, it launches on Kickstarter on February 25th. So this is, Cosmic Conquest is our board game. I am terrible at explaining the board game, besides saying it's fun. But if you want to know more about the board game, make sure you check out Jay Crane's amazing series he's been doing on TikTok. It has been very, very good. He goes in and he breaks down every single one of those contenders, and he tells you about what their backstories are, what they're good at, what they're not good at. And he also gives his thoughts about how you want to build your team to take this on. I went ahead and drop that link down below. So you head to that amazing series. Go and check that out now. And as well, we have some videos from other. Looks like Legendary Tactics has a video up displaying it. And then you also can choose your contenders. 18 contenders in the base game with 3 classes: Sentinel, Destroyer, and Savior. If you're familiar with board games, you pretty much know what this means. I am not familiar with tabletop games, so this is my first kind of experience with really learning about this and playing it. I've been enjoying every second of it. So you draft contender from 3 different classes: Sentinel, Destroyer, and Savior. So your team will consist of a Sentinel, Destroyer, and Savior. And then you'll buy things from the armory to basically strengthen your team. And the basis of it is to go to different planets and conquer and or overthrow to get the most gambit points to see who wins the gambit. You gain tactical advantage by capturing planets, who gives special abilities to your team. Like my favorite one is Dracaroth, which allows you to have an extra combat dice whenever you battle and or defend. And I think that's probably, for me, whenever I play, Dracaroth is always the first planet I conquer. I will deteriorate one of my contenders to get that. So in the base game, you get 18 contenders, 9 planets, 80 armory cards, as well as dice rolling, the dice that come in there, and you get miniatures. Acrylic standees and also the miniatures. You can pick between which one you like the most. Acrylic standard, a lot of people are very much a big fan of, but also your miniature. You can get those too and be able to paint those. I feel like that is a very good thing. I do believe this would be what's it called, stretch goal with it. And on the 20th, again, as you also part of the Discord, they have been dropping sneak peeks of what everything would be. And again, I feel like this is going to be a game that you just don't want to miss out on. I don't know how else to say it. I'm very excited for Cosmic Conquest. I'm very excited I've been able to play this game and been going almost all around the U.S., showing this game off and seeing everyone get so excited for it. So when Cosmic Conquest launches on Kickstarter on November 25th, make sure you're available. If you haven't told any of your friends about it, make sure they get in on it as well. And let's go ahead and make sure that this game can be as successful as it is. And then I don't know what else to say. Yeah, we'll make sure it's very successful. All right, so we have a little bit of time before Jake Crane gets here. I'm not sure if anybody's even watching. That's kind of disheartening. But I said I will go ahead and show some things off that people always ask for, which is my tactics into deck building. A lot of people always like to message me and ask me for my deck ideas or how I think about this deck, or do I think this deck is going to be good. And I said, why not? I just show off some of my deck building ideas. I'm going to stay away from Genesis right now because I've been playing a lot of Genesis lately. And I want to build a brand new deck. I like building decks that I believe will do very well going to the new meta, and decks that I feel like just need to change a couple cards. So let's go ahead and start with my contender. I've already showed off a Paul deck. If you have not watched my short on a Paul deck, I did show off what I would play for Paul right now. Kagan is pretty much set. Machina, I kind of want to go away. I don't want to deal with another switch out the contenders. Warcry is good. I don't like Weber. Shallite is fun, but I don't know. What deck should I put? You know what? Let's build Conquest together because I love Conquest. So we'll go ahead and start off by adding Conquest. And then this is how I normally will build my decks. I will go ahead and pick what colors I want to do with it. 1 second. Is my stream not working? How's the stream looking, everybody? I want to make sure the stream is going good before I continue. Alright, so I want to pick 2 colors I want to use. So I know for a fact I want to use white because I want to use my Conquest cards. And I want to do some things that really help out with Harbingers. So we'll start building out the white pieces first. I do believe at this point in the game, Ancient Protection is a card that you should always have in here. So I'll put 1 in the main deck, 2 in there. Conquest really doesn't play a lot of weapons, so I would stay away from playing Ancient Power because I have no targets for it. And I want to be able to really hit hard. So I do know Chao Ling is a very heavy hitter. So let's go ahead and put 2 in there because I can always fill out some 5 cost cards and put in there to really capitalize on it. I want to stay away from using black in this particular build. I want to do a little bit more support. I feel like white is very, very aggressive. I can probably play some red in here. Which, you know what? I think I will not. I have an idea. I will not use red. I'm going to do something very, very cheeky. I'm going to start off by adding in 3 copies of Conquest. Again, on Conquest becomes a 1-2. And he allows me to manipulate the portal. I am not going to play Destroyer. Destroyer has been a bad card since it was announced, and I would never play it. And then we're going to go 3 copies on Conquest the Undefeated. Max out copies here. And this is Conquest the Victorious. And then we'll also go ahead and play 3 copies to control the situation in here. I'm going to do something kind of crazy. I am just going to actually sideboard my Deliverances. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want my Harbingers to deal damage. I want them to basically proc those skills to be able to draw. And then we're going to run 4 copies of Frontline for that restanding action. And I'm missing a Conquest card. I'm missing a card that I really want. And where is the 3-cost Conquest? And here he is. No, that's not it. Where is it? Yes, Conquest 4 Brute. We'll put that at 4. And then the new Conquest that came out in set 4, we'll go ahead and put 2 of these in. This allows us to really restand things. So I feel like 26 white cards is pretty much good to go. I do need to go ahead and put in some other things. And I'm going to put in 2 copies of Haven. I'm going to go ahead and mix some blue in here. And we're going to put Ion Victory. And last but not least, we'll go ahead and put in our Clash buff. And then now I kind of want to go through my deck now and take some things out. And I feel like it's okay to take out the Colleens for now. And I want to fill out the last of my pieces with 16 blue cards. Alright, and then let's add in some blue Harbingers. I do love the Stirring Presence, but you know I can use it substitute for something else. And then I'm going to go ahead and Entering the Gambit. And let me explain to you why Entering Gambit is such a good card. Target player diminishes 2 cards. Then that player reveals the top card of the deck. If it's a Harbinger class card with a resource cost of 4 or less, you put it in play, engage. So this allows me to really accelerate out my other Conquest cards to get them out very quickly without paying a cost for it. And the biggest thing I want out on the field is my Forceful Brute. When Forceful Brute is out there, when you start resting things, it just really starts to help that out. And then now I have that in there, and I said it's fine to have my blue, so I could play this, but it does require 2 blue. I'm going to take that card out. Because I don't want to dedicate a lot of blue energy. I feel like whenever you splash into your deck, the cards you're splashing should not require a lot of that energy. So, I actually had to abandon what I wanted to do. And I think I'm going to go with green. Alright, in green, I already know which way I want to take this. And I want to go ahead and play probably one of the best cards that came out of set 2 that did not become relevant until now. So first thing we'll do, go ahead and add in our Dreadful Decimation. And Dreadful Decimation I can always take out and put in Deliverance. I need more spot removal. Where Dreadful Decimation can take out things as well. Because again, we have enough Harbingers here that we can really capitalize on that. And I feel like we'll go ahead and add in 2 other Kagans. And then next up, let's go ahead and add in 1 Lone Fighter. And that will really push some damage out. We can add in... we won't add it because it costs 3. It requires 3 on there. And then let's go ahead and add in some Pestilence because Pestilence cards are really, really great. And we'll go ahead and add in just to make cards a lot weaker. And then we'll go ahead and add in our 1-cost Pestilence that can just really come in and just clear the board of anything that's unexpected for it. We'll go to that at 4. And then we have 5 more slots in here, and then we still have 5 more slots into our sideboard. And I think the best card to add in here in this slot would definitely be Devour Vial. Because this is going to allow us to force our opponent to rest their cards. And I will just go ahead and put Mayhem Maker. You know, I'll go ahead and add Lone Fighter in and get us a nice 50. And then next up, we're going to go ahead and we are going to add a weapon, which is going to be Whistler. Reason why I like Whistler is the fact that I can get a force card attack into it. And then let's add one more Clash Ground. And I thought the best Clash Ground to add in here is just going to be Rainforest. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the preview for it. Alright, we got Ion Victory, Ancient Protection. So again, we have a nice solid here. Then we go ahead and look at our metrics. Nice curve, very high on the 1 cost, 2 cost 3s. I feel like this is a nice thing to kind of keep cards pressured out. And I like this deck, so this is something that I would save and go ahead and test out. Let me know how you feel about this. If you like this, if you don't like this one, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm taking me a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be ready to go ahead and spoil the Clash kit.